Welcome back to another episode of Way Too Wifey. I'm your host, Respectfully Gabby, and in this podcast, we took all things dating and relationships in this modern day. If you're new here, hi, my name is Gabby, and I am a dating and relationship coach where I help women navigate this modern dating world and help them find and attract a healthy love. So, if this sounds like you, hit the link in my bio to find out more about my dating coaching programs and book a one-on-one call with me if you have any questions or want to know more about what the hell is going wrong in your dating life. If you could, please hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications if you're watching this on YouTube. And then if you're watching this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, literally anywhere else you can find podcasts, please leave that 5-star rating and I will truly appreciate you forever. And if you've already done so, thank you so much. Still figuring out my next move in life where I don't know where necessarily I'm going to be moving. I have some ideas. I also was in the gym today and thought about it and I was like, maybe I should just move to Thailand for a month and go soul searching and figure my life out, just kind of decompress. And I'm like, I could really just do that and focus hardcore on my business, put out a shit ton of content, just build my business, and then hopefully come back and figure out a place to live and maybe not even get a job at that point. I don't know. It's all up in the air. If you guys have recommendations on where you think a girl like me should live, I actually have in my handy dandy notebook 5 goals that I'm working on right now. Things that I'm manifesting, not necessarily goals, but intentions that I'm setting out there for the universe. One of them is the location of where I want to live, and that would include people that are an area where the people are more genuine. I decided, by the way, this is a bomb dropping if you're just now watching this, because I realized I haven't told anyone that I decided I'm not moving back to Miami. And the reason why I kind of am just over it, I think that the people it's really hard to make friends. It's really hard to meet good people. I feel like I've outgrown it. I think that my partying phase is done. I'm ready to kind of settle down. I don't want to be in such a party scene. I do love Miami. Don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful place. I would just love that on a more low-key vibe. I realized once I left Miami, 1, I wasn't missing it. And 2, I was just there's no pressure of anything right now. I literally realized I'm usually wearing lashes in all my videos and done up. I really barely got ready. I put on some lip gloss for you guys. And I honestly just there's no pressure outside keeping up with everyone else around you. And it's for what? Why are we moving so fast paced? And also it's gotten so crazy expensive. I feel like a studio right now, I looked online, it was $3,000 for a studio. I'm okay, this is absolutely crazy. I could move to Thailand and spend half the price on a really fucking dope ass apartment. So it's gonna be a no for me. It's just not where I'm at in life anymore, and I am ready to move on. Anyway, I just went on a tangent. I am here to talk about the most important thing that you can learn in life, period. Confidence matters. The worst thing that you can do in this lifetime is not be the person that you could be in this lifetime. I spent so much of my life being insecure. And people are probably what the fuck are you talking about? And let me get to it, okay? My self-esteem was at a complete below 0. And when I would get into relationships, I was so insecure to the point where I didn't even want my exes to go to work because I was they're gonna find someone else at work. My last relationship, I worked with him, and whenever I couldn't have my eyes on him, I literally would freak the fuck out because I was scared that he was doing something with someone else in the office in another room, and I was just I could not handle it. And then if he was mingling with another coworker and it was a girl, I don't care what she looked like. She could be fucking beautiful, not so beautiful. It didn't matter. It was the fact that he was laughing at another girl. I wanted to wring his fucking neck. It just it got so bad. And I just think that it's so funny about how far I've come, because there's this guy that I'm talking to right now and he's literally a fucking model. He is gorgeous, and for some reason I just I have no worries in the world. He could be talking to another girl right now and I just would not care. And yes, we're only talking, it's only been a week or two, but maybe 2 weeks at this point, but he could be talking to fucking anyone. And I just know that I'm the best option. Honestly, I don't know if it's going to work out. It's going to work out. If not, it's not my person, and that's completely fine. I'm going to be okay either way. And I think that trusting the process is a huge, huge step for me, because I was like I needed it in a chokehold. If I didn't have control over this situation, it would absolutely send me over the edge into a spiral of what is he doing? Who is he hooking up with? Where is he? Why isn't he texting me back? Honestly, I like barely text this guy. He like will call me basically every day now. And I really am not worried when he's not texting me. It's not my thought in my mind, because I'm so focused on my own things and my own growth that like it doesn't even matter. And if he were to not text me, it's not the end of the world. If he went days without texting me, I'm gonna consider it done. But regardless, I'm gonna be okay in either situation. I think once you get into the mindset of like, I'm never gonna find this again, it's never gonna happen for me again, that's when you start to lose in life. It's coming from like a scarcity mindset. If you're thinking like, oh, I'm never gonna find a person like this again, do you realize how many people are out there? Like, yes, the dating pool is dwindling, I get it, but it's still out there. Like, there's still decent people out there who are healed, who are looking for real relationships. And I just think that the more you focus on yourself, the more you find better people. Today, I do want to get into how I built that confidence up and how that plays out in dating. And I genuinely feel like this is the key, the absolute key, the most important thing that you can have in dating and finding your person. If you don't take anything else out of my podcast, please hear me out. Your low self-esteem is killing your chances of finding love. The biggest problem that I see in my coaching clients today is struggling with self-esteem, confidence, self-respect. It's all the same thing, and it's all a huge issue today. We, growing up, wherever it came from, whether like our parents instilled in us that we weren't enough, and we learned this like, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough to find true love and be happy in life, whatever it was that triggered as a kid, or you know, even in your adult years, that triggered you to think that you were not worthy of finding love within yourself first and foremost, but also in another person. You have to get past that. That is the biggest hurdle. And once you get past that, everything else becomes a whole heck of a lot easier. And I do believe that everyone deserves to find love. Don't get me wrong. I really, truly think that every person on this earth deserves to find love, but you have to believe that for yourself to be true. And if you don't believe that to be true for yourself, it's going to crumble. The reason that I say that it's going to crumble is that even if you find a perfect person, so you found like this is your soulmate, but you're lacking that self-esteem, that person can reassure you, they can bring you peace, they can go out of their way to prove to you that they love you and they want you. But if you don't believe that you are worthy of having love and keeping it, you are not going to believe them. You are going to think that you don't deserve that, so you'll end up sabotaging the relationship and pushing them away. And people can pick up on little cues. So if you're, struggling with confidence and you're dating right now, people can pick up on cues that like, maybe this person isn't what I think they might be. So, and in turn, they're going to skirt out of the relationship. But I'm saying this because if you're not making yourself a priority in your life, you can't expect anyone else to make you a priority in their life either. If you don't care enough people are going to treat you the way that you treat you. I always like to use this example. Someone's picking you up and they're going to take you out, and they pick you up in their car, and you get in their car and it's a huge mess. It's disgusting, okay? And you get in the car and you have like a water bottle with you. You're just going to leave that water bottle in there because you don't actually care, because clearly you're seeing around you that they don't care if their car is a mess. You're not going to treat it as well because they're not treating their own car as well. Same thing goes for like a house. Like if you walk into someone's house and it's a complete mess, you're not going to care if you're contributing to that mess. And in fact, you're probably going to leave your trash there as well. Whereas if you walk into a home, you walk into a car and it is pristine, everything is tidy, everything is put together. You're gonna pick up your trash because you feel obligated to do so. You're going to treat them how they treat their own belongings, how they treat themselves. So use that as like an analogy that respecting yourself first matters so much when it comes to meeting someone else. And you can tell a lot about where a person's self-esteem is at by the partner that they choose. Because I know in the past, like my own experiences, the partners that I chose in the past were a reflection of me not being top tier. The people I was choosing were people who were disrespecting me, people who were cheating on me, people who were lying to me, didn't put me first, put me as like a third, fourth option, just completely disregard, didn't care. I honestly can't blame them because that's kind of how I was treating myself as well. I wasn't making myself a priority. I didn't have my own vision and goals for the future, which isn't necessarily needed, but I didn't have my own life. And when you don't have your own life, you are going to depend so much on another person to fulfill the needs that you can't manifest for yourself. So for instance, I would go after people who had their life together, who had their life figured out, because I didn't have my life figured out, and I would put them on a pedestal. It's like, I absolutely need this person because they have it figured out, and if I'm seen with them, that would draw the illusion that I myself had it figured out. Not necessarily for other people, but for myself as well. If I were to date very high up people that were very successful, it would make me, like, even if I didn't find my own calling in life, I would feel okay because I could at least be a part of someone else's journey. And that kept me losing every single time. But here is what confident people do in dating and what makes the absolute difference while you are dating and in relationships. So people with high self-esteem aren't going to question whether or not someone likes them. It's already assumed in their heads that this person likes me. To be honest, I have this blind delusional confidence that every person that I come in contact with likes me. And if you don't, I kind of see that there's something wrong with you. And truthfully, I don't care whether it's you do or you don't like me. I just assume that you do. Most people assume that people don't like them, and we become our own worst enemies because when you think that someone else doesn't like you, you in turn don't like that person because you think that they don't like you. So it's just like, if two people are thinking that, no one's going to ever come to the same page as we both like each other. It's crazy that mind shift is so prevalent when it comes to meeting new people in general, but especially in relationships, because when I'm going on a date, I'm already assuming that I'm like the best option that they can have. And if they don't see that, I'm not questioning whether or not I did something wrong. It's not anything with me. I know for a fact that it's something with them. It just wasn't a good fit. It doesn't necessarily mean that things are bad or one person is bad, or like, it doesn't have to be that. It could just not be the right fit. So that is actually number 2. Number 3, confident people trust themselves. Okay, and they trust the universe too. I think the universe is a reflection of you. So trusting universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, and then also trusting yourself. Because when you trust the universe, you know that it is working out in your best favor. It's working out. Everything is working out for you. Everything is aligning for you. Your person is on the way. Everything is going to happen when it's supposed to happen. And if things do go wrong, I trust myself enough to know that I will be able to pick up the pieces and keep it moving. And that was life's way of redirecting me from something that wasn't meant for me. And once I started to kind of like believe that a lot more, my whole mindset, my whole life just shifted, honestly, because when you're trusting that everything is working out for you, even when things do go wrong, it's so crazy. Like, I literally am, I feel psychotic saying this, but when I'm sad, deep down, I know that everything is going to work out. Like, when I'm sad and like things aren't working out for me, I know that this is life's way of like slinging me back so I can move 12 times forward. So I don't necessarily go to the depths of the bottom, like everything is sucks and everything is crumbling and my life is going to shit. I don't choose to believe in that narrative. I instead am like, okay, life is setting me back because I'm about to make a major comeback, and how exciting is that? And also, when I do get sad, I'm just like, wow, how cool is it that we can experience all of these emotions? I get mad when people like don't let me be sad. It's like let me just have a fucking moment of sadness. I'm usually this positive, like happy person. Like, let me have my moment. When I want to be sad, I want to be sad. And I encourage you to feel all of your feelings, okay? Trusting is a huge part that everything is going to work out for you. Lastly, confident people don't stay in bad relationships, okay? If you see someone in a bad relationship, it's typically because their self-esteem isn't where it needs to be. And I can say this, I'm not saying this to jab at anyone at all. I'm saying this because I've experienced this in my past. And I did not have the confidence to get out of any situation that was not serving me because I didn't know who I was outside of those relationships. When you stay in bad relationships, meaning this person doesn't treat you with respect, this person doesn't see any value in you, this person is using you, abusing you, whatever the case may be, your self-esteem is going to dwindle down. You're not trusting yourself enough to leave the situation. And when you don't trust yourself, you stay in situations that are not serving you because you don't trust yourself enough to handle it on the other side. So when you are confident, when you have that solid foundation within yourself, it's so much easier to leave a situation that is not serving you because you've already built the confidence up to know that I can do this with or without someone in my life. I don't need this person who's been dragging me down. I don't need them anymore. Fuck them. I can move on with my life and you're just a nuisance. I worked too fucking hard to build up my confidence for you to dwindle that down. But you can tell a lot about who someone chooses. People who are confident, you're going to attract a lot more people who are aligned and healthy. You're going to notice a lot quicker going from someone who didn't have a lot of confidence to now having confidence. You're going to notice a lot quicker the people that lack it because you were once that person. If you're showing signs of insecurities in the very beginning, or if you're kind of like jealous or you're like poking at me like, oh, like, are you like going out talking to other guys? It's like, I'm not dealing with that because I know where that's going to lead to and I'm not here for it. I'm not a part of it. Insecure people are going to make you feel fucking awful about yourself. They're going to project their feelings onto you, and everything that they're insecure about, it's going to come out of their mouths. They're going to project it on you. If I'm insecure that someone's going to leave me, I'm going to project that on my partner and be like, I know you're at work, I know you're at work like talking to another girl, or I know you're texting this person, like going through their phones because I don't trust them. I don't trust anything. If you're not solid in yourself, I guess what it comes down to, you can attract a fucking healthy ass person, but I guarantee you're going to ruin it. I guarantee it. Like, you can attract someone who is so sure about themselves, so confident, has their own things going, but that person's not going to stay very long if they see that you are unable to live life without them, if you're clinging onto them for your needs, if you are putting your own self down, if you are showing your insecurities, projecting. Any of these things is going to make a confident person leave you very quickly. And that comes with like anger too. I feel like a lot of like people who have, anger issues or like obsessive anything, it's because of a lack of self-confidence, lack of self-esteem. I think it shows up a little bit different usually in men and women, but it's still the same thing. You're still lacking confidence in yourself because someone who's very sure and confident in themselves isn't going to play that game with you, promise. So let's talk about how I went from an insecure, very, very insecure person to a much more confident person. There's actually like a ton of things that have happened, and a lot of maturity, I think, goes along with it as well. But if you want, to do a little bit more work on this specifically, I help a lot of women with confidence. If you're interested in doing my 12-week program on building confidence in dating, check that out. Hit the link in my bio. Let's work together. I got you. For starters, I would say being my own hype man. There's so many people that will like look at themselves. It's so easy to pick out everything that's wrong with you. Like, it's so easy to say, I want to get that done. I want to do this. I have to lose the weight. I have to do this. I have to do that. I will stare at myself in the mirror and tell myself everything right about myself. Like, I really do this. I really sit in the mirror and be like, damn girl, you're like having a really great hair day today. You're gonna kill it today. You're gonna crush it. You are just making such an impact in the lives of women, transforming the world. Like, look at all the progress that you've made. I hype myself up, not every day. I should do it every day, but when you are building confidence, you should be doing this on a regular basis. And it's so easy to look at the bad things. Start shifting your mindset to whenever you do think of anything bad, you immediately catch it and say, I'm not choosing to believe this anymore, and replace it with a positive thought about yourself. It could be as simple as, you were very kind today. Or, just like something very simple. Little by little, it will absolutely change your mind. Number 2, and this is probably the most important thing that I've done for myself, remove anyone that is putting you down. Anyone that is making you feel less than. Anyone who is dragging down your energy. Anyone who is just a negative person in your life, or wants you to lose, or is your secret enemy, or whoever. Anyone that falls into that category, remove them quickly from your life, because I promise you, when you're constantly with people who are saying things like, even if it's just like a little joke, even if it's just like I can't believe you're wearing that, like, that's going to like slowly eat at your confidence. It's slowly gonna like crush you down into, you're thinking now like, damn, like, what's wrong with me? Do I look okay? Am I presentable? You're going to question yourself a lot more if you're with people who drag you down. The more you hang out with people who are sure of themselves and confident and like feel good about themselves, the more they're going to lift you up, the more you're going to feel good about yourself, and the more inspiring it's going to be to actually gain that confidence as well. So find better people that actually like care about you and that lift you up is a huge, huge, huge deal. This one sounds a little cliche, and I almost didn't even want to add it, but honestly, setting healthy boundaries will build your fucking confidence. The more you are comfortable saying no to people, the more you're comfortable establishing your own boundaries, the more you're going to be like, damn, like, did I just do that? Did I just make that boundary and someone is actually following through? The more you're going to feel fucking good. Like, setting boundaries, I think, is like so underrated. I think that everyone should have boundaries for different areas of their life. Okay, so I was working with someone who their family was kind of just taking advantage of them, completely just, using and abusing her for what she had. And she was like, I'm kind of sick and tired of it. I haven't put my goals first ever. I love giving to my family, like whatever. It feels good. But then I also feel drained and like I can't do my own goals. And then once she set that boundary, like, I'm going to put myself first because I deserve that, the amount of confidence that I saw in her was just like, yes, bitch. But I was very proud of her. And I just think that, like, even just minor things, just set those fucking boundaries. You're going to feel so much better about yourself if you set healthy boundaries. Social media detox, okay? If you're following anyone that makes you feel awful or makes you feel bad about the way that you look, unfollow them, mute them, block them, do whatever you got to do. Get them out of your atmosphere, because I promise you, you're going to feel a lot less than just having that reminder. Like, for example, any influencers, celebrities, whatever, that make you feel like you aren't good enough, like you don't have enough. I know someone who is so fanatic about this certain celebrity, and it's fine. Like, you can be a fan. It's not a big deal. But to the point where she literally wants to get rid of all of her clothes to look like this girl. And I'm just like, be your fucking self. Like, it's cooler if you just are true to who you are and how you want to dress. Have a mind of your own. Once you do that, you don't care what anyone else is wearing, what they're doing, what they're thinking, feeling, whatever. You're not so worried about other people's opinions. And if you're watching this video, you are focused on your growth, because no one that like doesn't care is going to be watching this video. So proud of you for watching this. You guys, and I know a lot of you do this, we're going to stop doing this, okay? This year, make this your goal to stop doing this. Specifically, stop apologizing. The only reason you need to be apologizing for anything is if you actually did something wrong. You know, those people that just say sorry after everything, I literally want to punch in the face. One of my friends does this a lot, and every time she says, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. If you apologize again, you're literally dead to me. Like, and I get that she's just being like kind, she's just the sweetest soul ever, but honestly, stop apologizing. You're making yourself like shrink into this little bubble. People aren't going to respect you if you're constantly apologizing for literally everything, even if it's not your fault. Okay, stop apologizing. If you're struggling with confidence in like a very specific area, so say that you feel good, but your weight is like, you're just like not, you don't like how your body looks. You're not going to feel confident in yourself. You're not going to feel confident in anything. Make that shift. The more you work on that part of yourself, the more you go to the gym, eat healthy, do whatever you got to do to feel better about your body, the more confident in return you're going to feel, period. Like, make those minor shifts. If it's one area specifically that you are like, I need to work on this one area because it is absolutely making me feel not confident and like I can't do this, please work on that one area. For instance, when I was working on my business like forever ago, not necessarily my coaching business, the one that I had before, which was like a clothing boutique, I had a therapist at the time that I was working with, and I was so not confident about like my business, and it was like really dwindling down, and I like, it hurt my soul. And she was like, well, why don't you work on that one piece, like work on either find a business mentor, find like a coaching program that's going to help you out with your business, like invest in that so you feel more confident, and you can, when you speak about it, you can feel more confident about what you do. Invest in yourself, because in turn that's going to make you feel a lot more confident in other areas of your life as well. Anyway, there are a lot more tips and tricks of building confidence that I have not gotten into, but I maybe will on another episode. I'm not really sure, but that's where I'm going to end it today. I think that was enough information for one podcast. And again, if you enjoy this podcast, please leave that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, leave that 5-star rating. And I appreciate each and every one of you for making it this far in the episode. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you are curious at all about coaching, I do offer like a couple different packages where my 12-week program that we can work together on a one-on-one basis and figure out what is going wrong and deep dive in the nitty-gritty. I actually have a lot of fun with this program. So if you're curious about my 12-week program, you can book a call on the link in my bios. We can chit-chat it up, okay? My other option is a one-on-one session. That would be just one session for an hour where we just go into whatever area specifically that you want to focus on in that 1 hour. We will work on it together to come to a better place and state. And my last one is, if you just want to write in, if you're not ready for a coaching, that one is my cheapest ticket item, where I will give you advice on whatever situation is going on for you at the moment. But that is it for this week's episode. Thank you so much for listening. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I will see you all next Tuesday.